and welcome to Blockbuster review on Prudent Media. My name is Sachin Chatte and on this show we take a look at the latest releases. Today we will take a look at the Robert Pattinson and Zendaya starrer, The Drama. The drama, written and directed by Christopher Bogley, certainly lives up to its title, but not in a way that works to its advantage. There is no shortage of drama here, but what value does it hold when you feel absolutely nothing for the people at the center of it? At no point do you truly connect with the lead characters. Two lovers who are clearly in desperate need of therapy, yet instead of seeking help, they seem intent on making each other's lives, and by extension, your life, miserable. The story itself is as exhausting as grating as the harsh midday sun. If the film is trying to make a larger statement about relationships or human behavior, it is so obscure that it barely registers. As Jim Morrison famously observed, people are strange, but even then, storytelling demands that we find some way to empathize with its characters. No matter how flawed or even pathetic they may be, there should be a thread that draws us in emotionally. Here, that thread is missing. Instead, what remains is a lingering sense of indifference, not just towards the central couple, but towards nearly every character in the film. Charlie, played by Robert Pattinson, is a museum curator and he meets Emma, played by Zendaya, in a cafe. Their relationship begins with a lie. He pretends to share an interest in the book she's reading and quickly escalates into love. A proposal follows, refreshingly devoid of clichés theatrics, replaced instead by an oddly practical moment where he tests her hearing. A wedding is planned and on paper it all feels conventional, almost mundane. Things begin to unravel during a seemingly harmless game played over drinks with their friends Mike and Rachel, where each person answers the question, "What is the worst thing you've ever done in your life?" Predictably, alcohol loosens tongues and secrets spill out. Charlie admits to cyberbullying in his youth, Rachel recounts locking a child in a closet, and Mike shares an unsettling story involving a dog and his ex. Emma's confession, however, is surprisingly tame. She recalls a disturbing thought she once had as a child, but she never acted upon it. Despite the film's marketing hinging on this dark secret, the revelation feels underwhelming, even trivial. If anything, it's the least troubling admission of the group. Yet Charlie fixates on it obsessively. What follows is a downward spiral. He loses his sleep, his thoughts become consumed by Emma's confession, and their relationship begins to deteriorate under the weight of something that barely warrants such intensity. As their wedding approaches with all the usual preparations in motion, their emotional state becomes increasingly unstable. Watching this unfold, you can't help but wish that every single one of them, including their friends, especially Rachel, would seek some therapy. Their behavior feels exaggerated to the point of absurdity, raising the question, if this is meant to reflect the average functioning adult, what does that say about the world at large today? If this is how an average literate person in America behaves, no wonder the world is where it is today. The film clearly aims to explore the complexities of human nature and modern relationships, which is a worthwhile ambition. However, it falters in execution. It's not just about what happens, but how it unfolds, and the drama becomes most frustrating in its inability to present this convincingly. You find yourself wanting Charlie to mature to show some emotional resilience instead of wallowing in self-inflicted turmoil. Similarly, Emma's characterization lacks consistency, making her actions difficult to grasp or invest in. Now, both the lead actors are fantastic and they bring a certain charm and screen presence to their roles, but even their performances can't salvage the emotional disconnect at the heart of this film. By the end, you're left not with insight or empathy, but with detachment. If Charlie and Emma were to invite you to a party, you wouldn't just decline, you'd keep your distance. I'm going to go with 2 out of 5 stars for this new film called The Drama. Well, that's what I thought of Drama that was released this week, and let us know what you think, and I'll be back with you next week with more movie reviews. Till then, it's goodbye from me.